Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of Ask Eggy. So, our next question today is from Inflatable Raptor, who asked me, "Am I afraid of death or scared of death?" I should say. I would say, yes, I am. I think it's only human to be. I don't know. It's kind of hard to say though because I've been suicidal in the past, of course. So there have been times where I've definitely, been afraid of death, where I've kind of pussied out, I guess you could say, of suicide. It goes back to, I think, my first, because I had dealt with depression for a long time, ever since I was a small child. And my first real time, I was 12 years old, I remember, because I was in a deep depression at the time. I was 12 years old. I was, teachers were kind of worried about me. I was, spent my time writing a lot of, like, edgy poetry and shit like that. They're kind of worried about me, so I had a gun, and I kind of sat there and I thought about shooting myself one night when I was 12. And I said, you know what? Nope, I can't do it. There's no way. No, things got to get better. Things have definitely got to get better. I'm not gonna do it. I don't want to do that. So I made that choice at that time not to. Um, and then later on, things didn't necessarily get better. But when I was, I was 16, 17. I think I had a I'm pretty sure I was 17. It doesn't seem like that fits right, but I think I was 17. Yeah, I'm trying to think. 'Cause fuck, I'm trying to think about when I got committed because I got committed to a mental institution. I swear to God, I was 17. Because it was my junior year of high school. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure I was 17 when I got committed. Now, the reason why I was committed was because I was extremely suicidal, and I I came out from it. I was like, hey, I'm suicidal right now, and I think I really want to die. And so they kind of answered. They kind of went in and they kind of actually they went and I got some counseling, some therapy or whatever. I've been in therapy pretty much my whole life anyway, but I went and got some therapy, and they were like, I was like, no, I just really ready to end it, and they were like, they kind of were like, well, that's not really enough. The only way we can get you help is if you basically tell us that you're just gonna go kill yourself right now. It's the only way we're gonna be able to do anything for you. I was like, so I kind of like tried to like look a little bit more into it. I was a very antisocial person. I had made threats at school before of like shooting and bombing and things like that, but nobody, I guess, really took it seriously until I was like, well, yeah, I mean, yeah, I kind of maybe threatened to, like kill some people before and some stuff like that. But it wasn't like, it wasn't out of necessarily like, I don't know, it was just a typical kind of situation, a typical kind of like young angsty teen mentality, where it was like, you didn't fit in and you had remorse against, everybody else. That was kind of it. But really, I didn't want to, I would never really think of doing something like that. I'd really, I could see my own flaws and my own self, being why I felt this way. And it was really all came back to me. So I was like, basically, but I threw a little bit of that in there. I was like, yeah, I thought about killing some people before. And they're like, oh my God, you're a danger to society. And so they fucking strapped me up in a straitjacket and threw me in the mental health facility. And I loved it there. I had such a good time at the mental health facility. It was probably one of the best times I've ever had in my entire life because I was finally, I was just in a, like a, in a fucking, what do you call it? A rubber room, strapped up in a straight jacket. But it was so comfortable and I felt so relaxed, like the weight of the world was off my shoulders. I really had a good time. And, we had to go to our group therapy and all these things like that. And I was in there for a few weeks. They told me, you're very mentally healthy. You have nothing wrong with you, so we're gonna make you leave now. And I was like, well, no, I don't feel like my issues have really been addressed. I wasn't very cooperative in some of the therapy, because I was like, well, I can be cooperative all I want, but it's not gonna change reality. And they're like, oh, you're negative thinking. You're not. You just think positively, man. You need to think positive. But in any case, I mean, not that that's wrong. I've definitely seen the merit in thinking positively and not getting stuck in a negative mindset. But in any case, they still just kicked me out of the mental health facility, and I got back home, and then I dropped out of, or I shouldn't say dropped out of high school. I switched. I didn't go back to the regular high school. I then started attending my alternative school that I eventually graduated from on time, like everybody else. But I would say I am afraid of death. I definitely, obviously, the benefits of life over death. But I mean, I think under certain specific situations, I would be willing to die for a certain cause or a certain belief, absolutely. But in general, I feel like I prefer to be alive, and that I don't, and that I do have a genuine God fearing, human fear of death. Um, so that's how I feel about that. Tune in next time for our next question.